Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be reviewing a French Ration de Combat Individuel. A French individual reheatable combat ration menu number 1 with a best before date of January 26, 2025. Just a couple months out of date. I think this one's going to be a good one. Let's get the plastic off of this and see what we have inside. Comes in a nice cardboard box. Has a pull tab down here. So let's see how this goes. Kinda. They must not want you to get into these. Be right back. Voila. There we go. Set this aside, move the tray, and let's see what we have inside here. First things first, breakfast muesli. Soup. Hydration drink. Little coffee pouch, we'll check that out in a second. Biscuits. I believe we get salty, cereal, and chocolate. Chocolate bar. A nougat bar, a combat fuel bar, nice little pack of tissues, Esbit stove, chocolate dessert, some kind of potted meat. I believe this might be chicken pate, caffeinated cereal bar, Isostar, a fruit bar, plum jam, macaroni and beef, cheese, and beef kebab. Let's open this little package of ration stove and see what we have inside, shall we? Right off the bat, 6 fuel tablets, foldable stove, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 water purification tablets, little garbage bag, toothpicks, neat, handle for the mains, a package of Eiffel Tower matches. It's kind of cool. Let's open up this accessory pack, and we have not 1, 2 sugars, salt and pepper, another salt and pepper, a hot chocolate drink, instant coffee, another instant coffee, and 2 types of tea. So that looks like a pretty stout ration. Let's get breakfast onto a tray. Oops, I said the T word. Sorry. Let's swipe this sideways and we'll get breakfast out ready to eat. Welcome back to breakfast, everybody. Today for breakfast I'm going to have muesli, pâté de fruit bar, some Andros plum jam with the cereal biscuits, a nougat bar, and some tea and some coffee. Let's get making those drinks. Let's make some tea, shall we? Now, let's make some coffee. It's muesli time. Let's open up those crackers. Let's open up those bars, shall we? Last but not least, let's open up this jam. Let's take some of this jam and put it on one of the cereal crackers. It's a nice plum jam, great consistency, and we'll put one on the chocolate crackers. If I had peanut butter, I'd be mixing it together like the Tracy Phillips method, but I don't, so we are going to have to make do. Let's get this muesli onto the tray. Reconstitute nice. It's a fruit muesli. I believe it's raisin or grape. I really like a muesli. I was hoping chocolate, but hey, I'll take fruit. Nice consistency. I like my muesli thick. It's actually very nice. Let's take a sip of this tea. Very nice plain, very nice breakfast tea, very nice way to start the day. Take a sip of this instant. That's a really good instant coffee. That rivals Taster's Choice. I really like that. Let's get into this nougat bar. These are pretty cool. Chewy, fruity, great mouthfeel, great flavor. This probably be better off as a snack, putting in your pocket and walking around, but a great addition to any breakfast. Let's try this pâté de fruit. Traditional jelly bar. That's amazing. That rivals the fruit bar from the CR1M I just posted. The granulated sugar on the outside takes it up a notch. Really, really tasty. Let's taste one of these cereal bars without jelly. It's sad because even though these are still in date, they're stale. Try one of the chocolate ones. Very subtle cocoa flavor, still stale. Let's try a bit of the plum jam on the chocolate. Great combination of taste. Texture is all off in that biscuit. That biscuit is hard and it's stale. Try one of the cereal bars. Oh, little bonus piece there. With some plum jam. It stinks too because the plum jam is great, but the second you bring that cracker biscuit to your face, you can smell it's off. It just smells old. Grandpa's cheese barn. All right, let's break into this muesli. So, standard French muesli. Lots of energy. I put about 120 mils of water in there. That's what it called for. Reconstitutes really nice. I like my muesli cold. It's funny. Just watched a video from Bourbon Street Joe, and I don't know what it is. The older we get, the more we like this stuff. So yeah, get some fruits here. I think it's got some raisins, some other good stuff in there. Let's take a bite. That's great. That is really, really good. Good way to start the day. Not a lot of protein in this breakfast, but a lot of carbohydrates. I can't let this go to waste. A lot of fruit goodness. C'est bon. That's the way to do it. That is delicious. Gotta try some on the fruit bar. Sugar on sugar. That is so good. Oh my God. Nougat bar with a little dollop of plum jam. No, really didn't do anything to it. Mixing the plum jam on the fruit bar was great. Mixing the plum jam in here. And the muesli. Gonna go in for one more bite. Then I'll have some final thoughts. Disappointed in the biscuits that they're stale already. And I know that for lunch and dinner, I'm going to have to eat those and they're going to be stale. But it is what it is. Muesli was perfect. Reconstituted great. Texture was great. Mouthfeel was great. Flavor was great. Good fruit flavor. Adding the plum jam into it even, accentuated that. The fruit bar, delicious. I love those. I wish I could order these separately. The nougat bar, what can I say? Good for a snack. Instant calories, lots of sugar. The tea is the tea, and the coffee is the coffee. Well, I'm going to finish this up, clean the tray, and I will be back with you for lunch in a little bit. See you, everybody. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to lunch. So what we have today for lunch is just out of the boil. This is gratin de macaroni au boeuf. I believe this is macaroni and cheese with beef. We're going to have a banana combat fuel bar. We're going to have some 72% dark chocolate candy bar for dessert. A cereal bar with caffeine. Going to need this. Had to mow the lawn for the first time this year. This, I believe, is roasted chicken roulette in Marmite. A couple packs of salted crackers. And an isotonic drink. I believe this one is mango. So, let's mix up that drink. Vintage 1977 Star Wars glass for the drink. This drink calls for 500 milliliters of water. I believe I put about 420 in there. That's all that could fit. That is dark. I can already smell the mango. And I can smell the salt. Let's give this a mix. Let's open up that combat fuel bar. Let's open up that chocolate bar. That's got a lot of bloom on it. Let's open up this cereal bar. Let's open up these crackers. These are the salty crackers. I fully expect these to be just as stale as the chocolate and the cereal from breakfast. Unfortunately, with the civilian packaging, they kind of are. They almost always are. They're just as stale always as the Russian biscuits. Yeah, those two pieces broke off. Those are horrible. Those are horrible. Those are so stale, it's disgusting. I'm thinking those might even, the oils might even have already turned in those. Holy crap. Yep. Not eating these by. Okay, so it's our roasted chicken luncheon meat. Check this device out. You take it and you put it on things like that and you help pop the top. So that's a nice roast chicken luncheon loaf. And unfortunately, I don't have any crackers because I'm definitely not eating any of those salted crackers. Last but not least, let's get the main out. That is hot. This has been in the boil. Gonna open this slowly so it doesn't spill. Here we go. And it already did. That is a lot of oil on that. Wow. That is freaking hot, man. Oh, wow. It's been in the boil for quite a while. Oh yeah, you can see the steam coming off that. Macaroni, cheese, and beef. It's so hot, I'm leaving it in there. Wow. So, I'm going to actually grab a pack of the cereal crackers to try with the pate or the roasted chicken. I want to put that on something. At least those smell better. So, first things first. Let's get a scoop of this pate. Yeah, you can already see the fibers in that. Definitely roasted chicken. That's great. Tastes like a standard like luncheon or potted meat. That's really good. Almost tastes like has the consistency of like tuna fish in a can. Or chicken in a can. Let's try it with the cereal bar. I know it's unconventional, but those salt bars were horrible. Honestly, not that bad. There's so subtle sweetness to these cereal bars, it really doesn't affect the taste of the chicken anyway. I definitely have to take this drink. I'm not a huge mango fan. May the force be with me. Tastes like a very natural, unsweetened iced tea. Not a lot of, for an isotonic drink, does not have a lot of salt. You can smell the salt, but you don't taste it. Take a bite of this banana bar. I like banana. I was not expecting that to be a crisped rice, but I probably didn't read the packaging, because that's what it looks like. Let's try this Energy ISO Star Combat Bar with caffeine. That definitely has more of a cereal bar consistency, but still good. I'm going to save the chocolate for dessert. I'm going to go in for a bite of the main. That is still freaking really hot. So we got beef, we got cheese, and we got noodles. Man, is that delicious. Wow. What a great lunch. Look at that big chunk of beef in there. Wow. Man, you can't ever go wrong with French ration. This main is to die for. I am going to put a little pepper in there. I just like pepper on my macaroni and cheese. The cheese itself lends a little salt to that, so I don't really need that. Going for another bite. Oh, there's another good piece of beef. outstanding. That is amazing. I'm trying to get away there. Look at them. Rogue noodle. That is excellent. Holy mackerel. That could be one of my favorite mains ever. I mean, ever. Another sip of this isotonic drink. That second sip, I could taste the salt. Maybe it's because I've had some of the salt that was in with the cheese here. I'm not letting any of this go to waste. This is all too good. Looks like a weird combination, but it works. Last but not least, let's break into this chocolate bar. Looks good on the inside. Perfectly fine. It was actually a really good piece of chocolate. Nice dark chocolate. Man, I'm already getting full, and I've just started the tip of the iceberg. So I'm going to finish this meal off screen, and I'll be back at you with some dinner. Back in a little bit. It has been a bit, and I'm back for dinner. I'm still full from lunch. That macaroni, beef, and cheese was delectable. So for dinner, a little bit lighter. As you can see, there are no crackers on the tray. Not eating any of the crackers. We are going to do the boulet kebab, which I believe is a beef kebab. Some soup. This translates to Creole. Some gâteau au chocolat. I believe it's a chocolate dessert, maybe with like a lava cake. And for a drink, we're going to do a cafe mocha. So, without further ado, let's get this soup prepared. This calls for about 250 ml of water. I think that's a little bit less in there. Nice little tear notch. Let's make up this cafe mocha. Same coffee as breakfast. And some instant cocoa. Let's get this gâteau au chocolat open. That's interesting. Last but not least, let's get our kebab. That is still hot off the boil. Make sure that there's no splashing. Wow. Look at that. That is screaming hot. Wow. Looks like it's rice and a tomato sauce. That looks to me like it's like a zucchini and little pieces of meat, which are obviously the beef kebab. That is hot. Let's mix that in. So, without further ado, let's try some of the soup. Creamy. Not much of a flavor. I am going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to that. Save a little salt and pepper for the main. A bit of salt. See if this does anything to the flavor to jump it up a little bit. In all honesty, it doesn't do much. It's kind of like a filler ingredient. It's got like, I can taste like a chicken base. I can taste like a mushroom base, but not much more than that. It's just kind of a bland, warm liquid. This is what I'm excited for. If lunch was any indication, this is going to be great. So let's get a piece here. We got some rice, some beef, and what I believe to be a little like zucchini or something like that. Definitely has a red sauce. So got a little bit of everything there. Fantastic. Oops, I said the F word. Wow. That is delicious. That has a creamy tomato sauce. The rice still has a teeth feel to it. The beef is well seasoned and well cooked. That vegetable, I believe it's, I don't know, sue me if I'm incorrect, eggplant, or might even be peppers. I'm thinking now it's like a green pepper. Delicious. I will not sully that flavor by adding any salt and pepper. Let's go in for a sip of this cafe mocha. That's good. Surprisingly, more of a coffee flavor than a cocoa flavor. Kind of surprised it's not more of a chocolate flavor. I gotta go back in for another one of these. These mains are like 300 grams. These are huge. And although I did a lot of exertion today, first day of mowing the lawn and cleaning, getting the porch ready for summer and all that stuff, exert a lot of energy. But boy, man, hard pressed to finish this in a day. It's a lot of food for 24 hours. Oh my God, that's good. So, I gotta set this aside. I've got to try this dessert. It's like a fudge. Looks like a fudgy. I bet you should. I wonder if I was supposed to warm that up. That's really good. Very good. I bet this would be really tasty warmed up. Too bad those crackers weren't any better. I could have added those to the crackers. So, set that here. Set that there. Take another sip of the cafe mocha. I'm chocolated out. Well, I'm going to finish this up, and I'll come back with you for some final thoughts. See you in a minute. So my final thoughts on this French individual reheatable combat ration, or the RCIR. I'm glad it's listed number 1, because in my book, it is number 1. This is the best ration I have ever had. It's better than the CR1M, better than my ORPs, and if you know me, you know I'm a sucker for ORPs. Better than the Russian, better than US, better than everything I've tried so far. Those 2 mains were the top 2 mains I've ever had in this hobby, and I've been doing it for about 5 years now. Completely blown away. I'm glad I have a duplicate menu of this in my closet, because I'll be eating that off camera very, very soon. I'm glad that you guys were able to stop by and spend some time with me today. Hopefully you like what you saw. If you do, stick around. There'll be more content twice a week. This is Matt from This and That with Matt saying, thanks everybody for stopping by, and we'll see you soon. Bye.